Recommendations for electronic circuits prototyping. Use a 30-watt soldering iron to solder a component in Vero board. Use a soldering iron and sponge with water to clean the tip of the soldering iron. Use a good quality soldering wire to wire up your prototypes. Use a proper wire wrapping wire to wire up your prototypes. Use soldering fume extractor to protect yourself from the fumes of the soldering wire. Use a good quality tin-coated Vero board for your prototyping. We have connected VCC and ground with microcontroller. Now we will develop 3 circuits, and these circuits are oscillator section. Here we can find oscillator section. We have connected a 10 MHz crystal with our microcontroller using 2 capacitors, and these capacitors are 22 picofarad, C11 and C12. We will also develop power on reset circuit using R15 and C10, and this circuit will provide a power on reset circuit for microcontroller. We will also develop manual reset circuit using switch 1 and R20, and R20 is 100 ohm. Next we will develop programming interface for microcontroller. Here we have a programming interface for PIC-Kit 2 microcontroller. We can also use PIC-Kit 3 to program our microcontroller. So first we will develop crystal oscillator circuit. Here we have a 10 MHz crystal oscillator, and we can see from the schematic diagram that this crystal oscillator is connected on pin number 13 and 14. Now we will connect this crystal oscillator circuit to pin number 13 and 14. Here we have inserted the crystal oscillator in Vero board. Here we have soldered the crystal oscillator in Vero board. Now we'll connect the crystal oscillator with pin number 13 and 14 of this microcontroller. Before connecting this oscillator to microcontroller pins, we'll connect 2 capacitors of 22 picofarad with this crystal as recommended in the data sheet of microcontroller. Here we have 2 capacitors of 22 picofarad. Now we'll connect these capacitors in crystal oscillator circuit. Here we have connected the first capacitor with crystal oscillator. Now we'll connect the second capacitor. Here we have completed crystal oscillator circuit for microcontroller, and we have connected the crystal oscillator with pin number 13 and 14 of microcontroller, and we have also connected 2 capacitors of 22 picofarad with crystal oscillator circuit. Now we'll complete power on reset circuit. Here we can see we have completed the crystal oscillator circuit for microcontroller. Now we'll complete power on reset circuit and manual reset circuit for microcontroller. For this we required 10K resistor and 0.1 microfarad capacitor. Here we have components for power on reset circuit and manual reset circuit. One end of 10K resistor will be connected to 5 volt and second end will be connected to pin number 1 of microcontroller. Here we can see one end of resistor is connected with 5 volt. Now we'll connect 0.1 microfarad capacitor with pin number 1 of microcontroller. Here we have connected 0.1 microfarad capacitor with pin number 1 of microcontroller. Now we'll connect the second end of the capacitor with ground. Now we have completed the power on reset circuit for microcontroller. Now we will connect manual reset circuit with microcontroller. We will place the power on reset circuit outside from this LCD. We will place the reset switch on left side of this LCD. Before placing the switch in the circuit, first we will check normally open connections of this switch. Here we can check these two connections are normally open circuit, and these two connections are by default short circuited. So we will use these two connections. Here we have placed the switch. Now we'll connect one end of the switch with 100 ohm resistor to the ground, and second end of the switch will be connected to pin number 1 of this microcontroller. Here we have ground connection. To connect this end of the resistor to the ground, we will use a jumper. Here we have a jumper. Here we have connected a jumper to connect this resistor with ground. Here we have connected one end of the resistor with ground. Now we'll connect second end with pin number 1 of this microcontroller. For this connection we will use wrapping wire. Now we'll check the continuity of this switch with pin number 1. Okay, it is connected properly with pin number 1 of microcontroller. Now we'll check the continuity of connection by pressing switch. Okay, this circuit is connected properly with microcontroller. Now we'll check the voltage level at pin number 1, that is master clear for microcontroller. For this we will energize the circuit and we will check the voltages on pin number 1 of microcontroller. Now we'll check the voltages at pin number 1 of microcontroller. Here we can check 5 volts are coming at pin number 1. Pin number 1 is master clear for microcontroller. Now I will press the switch for manual reset and we will observe that this pin will go to 0 potential. Okay, master clear circuit is working properly. Now we will wire wrap the programming interface, that is PICkit 2 programmer or PICkit 3 programmer interface, so that we can burn the hex file to the microcontroller, and by completing this programming interface we will be able to download hex file into the microcontroller.